And I mean, I just know what kind of good player he is. You know, he's an elite player, and I don't think that he gets enough recognition for what he does, you know, on a day-to-day basis for that organization. But I think that it's gonna be fun to go against him. I know he's gonna be talking a little bit too, so that's gonna be fun.
Last week there's a lot of emotion in last week, and it carried over into the game. How do you guys kind of manage that now moving forward? That it's not always just about the emotion.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of guys just decided to go out there and be able to play a game and feel like, you know, not feel any anxiety. I think that was where the emotion was coming from. But I think that a lot of guys have been dialed in this week on just the X's and O's of what we want to accomplish, and try to go out there and prove that it wasn't a fluke. So, yeah.
How much did you appreciate Bo calling a game, letting you do what you do, but putting Aiden in positions to succeed? As a captain, how refreshing was that?
I mean, I think that's the job of the offensive coordinator.
Right.
You know, that's kind of what they're supposed to do. Put guys in the best position with what they feel like they do best, and to allow them to, you know, excel. And with Aiden, man, you know, he's still a young guy, so just to be able to see him come out there and have the confidence and the poise and to be able to execute, I think it's going to be interesting to see him come do it against a good defense.
Sundays. You mentioned running 3 times in a row. You guys did that right out of the gate. Right? I mean,
yep.
Right off the bat.
Exactly.
How happy were you? And I guess, did you guys talk about that before? Like, hey, we're going to do this right away. We're going to set the tone and run the ball.
It was just kind of one of them things where I told him, I'm like, man, give me the ball. So, yeah, it was kind of one.
And they listened.
Yeah. I mean, I told him, like, before the game, I said the first run, I'm going to set the tone for what I want, you know, the run game to be for the day. It don't matter if it go for 0 yards or whatever. Like, just the way I, hit the hole or whatever, you know, it should set the tone. So the first run went for, I think, like 5. I was like, okay, yeah, we're going to run it again. Yeah.
Josh, that to me on Sunday was the best crowd since the Chargers game that sent you to the playoffs. I don't know if you agree, but what did it feel like to be in there? I mean, that was a Raider crowd.
Yeah, I mean, you could tell a lot of fans was, happy to be there. You could tell they was happy with how the game was going. I feel like that was the first game that we kind of did what we needed to do on all phases. So, I mean, it was a fun game for the fans to come to. So.
I've seen you in here kind of talking to all the offensive linemen throughout the week. I mean, is that something that you would normally do? It seems like you're trying to just kind of conversate and create a dialogue.
Nah, yeah, I normally do it. Like, we kind of do things like once or twice a week, just with the offensive line, running backs, sometimes tight ends. But it's just something that I try to have an actual relationship with every guy in this building. I know everybody got their own lives when they leave and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, I know that, I'm dependent on them and they dependent on me. So.
Josh, for the first half of the season or so, the run game was kind of stuck in a rut. What went into just kind of staying patient as a runner and trying to manage that frustration until you eventually had that breakthrough last week?
For me, I just run the ball, man. Whatever I see, whatever it is, I just run the ball. I mean, if you look numbers-wise, we ain't even that far behind the top guys. So it's just like, it kind of was what it was. But hopefully we can get it going, start stacking it, and get back to that style.
Josh, how much do you look forward to the challenge? Or do you look at this matchup a little bit like strength versus strength with the interior of their D-line and you're a strong runner? Plenty of times in between the tackles, Quinnen Williams.
I don't look at it as strength versus strength. Obviously, they're very good. At the end of the day, I'll pick myself over anybody. So that's just kind of how I view things when I go out there and I go play. It's not a player on the field that I feel like I respect more than myself. You know what I'm saying? So I just go out there and play for real.
And obviously, your team first about wins and losses. But does it matter to you at all getting the first game over the century mark, over 100 yards?
Oh shit, I don't really care, bro. On me, like, I don't think people understand. If you get like 80 yards every game, your average at the end of the season is crazy. Like, everybody be so like big on 100-yard games. To me, it don't really matter. It just depends on how we going about the runs and how we dominating in the game.
I believe you still lead the league in receiving yards at running back. Why do you think that is this season?
Yes, because we got a lot of weapons. They gotta drop somebody. I guess they've been deciding to drop me, so it's been good for me. So.
Thanks, Sean.
Yep.
Thank you, Josh.
Appreciate it.